Good evening. Thanks for joining us. You're watching The 9 at Night. I'm John Paul Barajas. Hope you've had a good Thanksgiving. Let's get a quick check on your Black Friday forecast with meteorologist Mia Montgomery.
Well, if you are stepping out to snag any Black Friday deals tomorrow, plan on taking the rain gear with you. Off and on rain is expected throughout the majority of the day. It will be pretty chilly at times with temperatures in the 50s and also windy. Gusts upwards of about 25 miles per hour will be possible. This all thanks to an area of low pressure that's going to be zipping across the Lone Star State over the next 36 hours. Here in South Central Texas, we'll really start to see that coverage increase through the overnight hours. Notice especially west of San Antonio by early Friday morning, and then watch what happens throughout the day. That coverage is expected to increase, and that extends even farther eastward. So it is just going to be a soggy day. Widespread rain, a couple of thunderstorms possible throughout our Friday, especially in the afternoon and into the evening hours and even Friday night. Watch what happens though into early Saturday morning. Generally before the sun comes up, we see clearing from west to east, maybe a few lingering showers possible in our far eastern counties first thing Saturday morning. But here's your Black Friday. Again, definitely bundle up because it is going to be chilly out there. Temperatures could fall a few degrees throughout the second half of the day. It is going to be soggy and breezy. We'll see the sun come out this weekend, helping those temperatures warm into next week.
Thanks for that, Mia. If you're Black Friday shopping, make sure to take out an umbrella. And a San Antonio Thanksgiving tradition made its grand return in person today. This year marked the first face-to-face gathering for the annual Jimenez Thanksgiving Dinner since 2019. Thousands of people enjoyed a warm meal downtown, and it was all made possible by those behind the scenes. Manny Guevara and her family have volunteered at the Jimenez dinner for the past 24 years. Guevara started volunteering with her children after she lost her husband. She and her son shared what it meant to be there with family.
To be able to do this with my family and be able to do it good for somebody that might be less fortunate and not have some family to be with, it really warms my heart.
My mom started bringing us down here when my father died, I think with the idea of showing us that there are people who have it harder. And I think I learned a different lesson that she wasn't expecting, which is that these are just our people.
Volunteers like the Guevaras helped prepare 25,000 Thanksgiving meals for the community. 2022 marked the 43rd year for the Thanksgiving dinner. While Thanksgiving is traditionally a day filled with joy, today is also a somber day in Uvalde. It was 6 months ago today, a gunman walked into Robb Elementary School, killing 19 students and 2 teachers. Since the shooting there have been numerous investigations into law enforcement's handling of the situation. So far, no agency has taken blame for the jumbled response on May 24th. But as families grieved, they also fought for change. Families of the victims have vowed to never stop fighting for their loved ones who died that day.
Promised her from that day that I was going to fight to change, try to fight for change as much as I could.
Like I always say, everybody knows we're not done.
On Friday, December 2nd at 7 p.m., we'll be airing a special looking back at the last 6 months since the shooting at Robb Elementary and what's changed, but also what hasn't. We hope you'll join us. Meanwhile, President Biden doubled down on his call to ban assault weapons today, just days after mass shootings in Colorado and Virginia. He made similar comments just days after the shooting in Uvalde.
The idea we still allow semi-automatic weapons to be purchased is sick. It's just sick. It has no social redeeming value. Zero, none. Not a single solitary rationale for it except profit for the gun manufacturer.
The president spoke today during a visit to a fire station in Nantucket, Massachusetts. He says he knows getting a ban passed through Congress will be a challenge, but he says that will not stop him from trying. In addition to their visit with firefighters today, the president and the first lady also called U.S. troops around the world to thank them for their service and wish them a happy Thanksgiving. Police say there's some confusion about what led up to a crash turned shooting this morning. A sedan sideswiped an SUV with a woman and 3 kids inside. It happened on Calabria Road, not far from Loop 410, just before 4:30 this morning. After sideswiping the SUV, the man in the sedan crashed into a fence and then got out of the car. Investigators explained he then tried to get into the woman's SUV where her children were. The woman then pulled out a gun and shot him. The man was taken to the hospital. It's not clear if any charges will be filed. Police also busy working a stabbing case overnight. They say a man was found stabbed in the back just west of downtown on North San Marcos. This is near North Colorado and West Martin Streets. The victim is in his mid-20s and is expected to survive. The man who is suspected in the stabbing was able to run away. A motive remains unclear. We have a consumer alert for Ford owners. The automaker has issued a recall for 634,000 vehicles worldwide. The recall specifically applies to 2020 through 2023 Bronco Sport and Escape SUVs. Ford is concerned about a cracked fuel injector that could spill fuel or possibly leak vapors onto a hot engine. At least 20 fires have been reported in connection with the issues. Repairs aren't available just yet, but Ford says it'll notify affected owners next month. We have more information on our website, KSAT.com. In just a few hours, Black Friday shoppers are expected to head into big box stores in search of bargains. But many of those deals have already started. The National Retail Federation says retailers are trying to entice shoppers who are concerned about inflation and see the need to buy now before prices go up. A recent survey found 80% of consumers plan to shop during the Black Friday Cyber Monday weekend. It's up nearly 10% from last year. No doubt online shopping is super convenient, but here's something you probably don't think about. All those delivery truck fumes. 12 on your side's Marilyn Moritz has a few ways to make your online shopping a little greener.
It's the modern day sound of the holidays. Maybe having Amazon Prime or Walmart Plus means you get fast, free shipping, but there is an environmental cost of getting the goods to your front door. Trucks and vans making the last mile deliveries are estimated to emit more carbon dioxide annually than burning 4.5 billion pounds of coal. Not good for the environment or people.
If you breathe in the harmful fumes from delivery vans and trucks that are going by, these are microscopic particles. They can cause asthma, they can contribute to heart disease or cancer. That comes from decades of studies, and children and elderly people are particularly vulnerable to those harms.
FedEx, Amazon, and UPS all plan to roll out electric delivery vehicles, but that's years away. So what can you do now? Well, for starters, avoid one-item orders.
It's best to consolidate your deliveries into just one order if you can, and to pick the slowest shipment speed. That allows companies to keep fewer vans on the road.
Or pick up your packages from a nearby location like a UPS store or an Amazon locker. That cuts down on individual deliveries for the trucks. Or you can always shop local. That will cut down on all those boxes too. Marilyn Moritz, KSAT 12 News.
A quick reminder, KSAT community is in the middle of its Share the Shoes campaign. You can donate a new pair of shoes or socks to a child in need. This drive is in partnership with the San Antonio Police and Zapatos. There are 6 San Antonio Police substations taking donations right now through December 16th. You can find more information on the KSAT community page on KSAT.com. This year's pre-Thanksgiving travel nearly set a pandemic-era record. 2.45 million people passed through security checkpoints at U.S. airports yesterday alone. That's almost as high as the same day in 2019 and just shy of the pandemic-era high of 2.49 million screenings back on July 1st. The Transportation Security Administration says that record could be broken on Sunday as people return home after the holiday. The holiday celebrations continue tomorrow for the 38th annual HEB lighting at Travis Park. The 50-foot tall Christmas tree arrived last week. The lights will be turned on around 6:20 p.m. HEB will provide free bus rides to the event. There will also be free ice skating from 3 to 5:30. This event is open to the public. And don't forget, tomorrow is also the 41st Ford Holiday River Parade. The parade starts at 6 p.m. on the Riverwalk. The Grinch is set to be this year's Grand Marshal. The theme this time around, tastes and traditions from around the world. Tickets available to purchase are already online. You can find a link to buy those on KSAT.com. Coming up tonight on the Nightbeat, repeat health violations at 2 local restaurants and what inspectors found at a flea market kitchen. We're going behind the kitchen door. That's it for the 9 at Night. We hope you'll join us tonight at KSAT at 10 o'clock. Have a great night and happy Thanksgiving.